I'm Lola.
And I'm Mamuna. Together, we've a combined 35 years of experience within the tech scene in North America and Europe.
We talk about the highs, the lows, the WTFs of navigating the technology industry and answer your questions about navigating tech careers.
This is Lost in Tech. Hello.
Can I kick off with a story?
Yes.
You know how we always tease on here and we always talking about I will not sing on the podcast.
Oh gosh.
So I have joined this cohort of parents of young kids that is obsessed with that film, K-pop Demon Hunters.
Oh my gosh.
But the songs are so good.
Yes. And so now you're into it?
No, dude, it's a regular play thing in the car for all the car journeys. There's one song that is the most earworm. And as we're like coming in to record, it's like a motivational one as well. So I'm like singing it in my head. I'm like, come on.
Which one is it?
No, I will not sing it out loud.
Hum it.
But I'm just saying, K-pop Demon Hunters has got a chokehold in my household. And that film's legit, man. I would go to a sing-along. I would do it in karaoke. I am very here for the stage show. I'm like, they need to carry it all the way. It is a musical for the ages. So
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I haven't watched it. I think I started it. I haven't finished it.
See, you're
things.
younger too, the little. So, but if you put it on, I guarantee you will get some.
No TV.
You get some singing.
No TV yet. Mm-hmm.
Okay, we need a whole episode on how you're managing that. But well done, thank you, Mom.
No TV yet. Yeah,
we appreciate it.
Old and strong. Yes.
Okay, well, today's episode,
yes,
we have a letter.
Letter.
And folks, we need you to send more of these in. We don't get enough of them. We love them. We want to dig into the topics with you, but we have a letter. Mm-hmm. I'm going to read it and then we're going to broaden out a little bit from it because I think it goes a bit in. But the letter says, Dear Lost in Tech, I'm a mid-level PM at a big company and I feel stuck. I'm good at my job, but I'm not sure I like it anymore. I don't feel excited by the work. I dread cross-functional alignment meetings and I miss doing more hands-on creative stuff. But I've built my whole career on this path. I don't even know what else I do. And I'm scared to make a pivot that looks like a step back. How do I figure out if this is burnout or just not for me? And then they put PM and then in brackets, probably, maybe. This is so sweet. I get it.
Oh, but it's so real. It's
so real. It's not a long letter, but I felt connected to this. And you know what? I don't think this is PM specific. I think not at all. This is broader than that. I think life. We have all felt this feeling. So what do you think? What were your reactions when you first read this?
The thing that stood out to me was I think they said that they're scared to make a pivot that looks like a step back. And it just struck me I was curious, who were they thinking about when they felt it would make a step back? Because if you're prioritizing yourself, I'm not sure
it's not
it can be a step back, right? So I would probably want to, if I was coaching this person, the first thing I'd want to better understand is, do you value how you feel and what you think? And are you prioritizing like the perception others have? This speaks to false ego, but the perception others may have on your career, which really doesn't matter, right? But I think I've pivoted so many times in my career.
Pivot specialist.
Girl, I've gone the path like med school, got in, did not go. I was a lobbyist for a little bit, pivoted. I was also at the State Department for a while, pivoted. Pivot master. How about you? I know you had a healthy pivot.
Yeah, I mean, I've pivoted. I've almost built a lot of my career around this idea that the more diverse my experience, the better I am at whatever the job is. And so I've pivoted domains, I've pivoted job classifications. Is she a designer? Is she a researcher? Is she a PM? But I've pretty much stayed in tech. And I wonder, a couple of things struck me with this letter. One, I think that step back is that very real fear that we all have, because we're kind of trained to have a desire for upward mobility.
Yes.
And when you find yourself in a scenario where you're like, what that looks like up there, I don't want. And what this looks like in here, I don't want. But I'm supposed to be moving forward. Yeah. That's that false ego. And I think that's what they're talking about. And I definitely can connect with that, because, you know, my latest pivot was recognition that vertical promotions were no longer interesting for me. And
Can you talk me through your journey to realizing that?
Yeah, I mean, I've said it a couple of times, but I have always felt, and I have always thankfully been supported in connecting with what actually makes my brain switch on. Like when you see me and I am into the thing, even sometimes I'm like, Lola, it's a lot, calm down. Like it's just, I am in it, you know, it's fueling for me to be connected with a subject or an opportunity that I can be like, one, I feel stupid and I'm like, oh, there's so much to learn. And I'm just like, bring, eyes open, let me get in. Or I feel inventive and there are all of these directions that I could take. And I'm almost just like, sweet shop, where do I go next? And when I have that feeling, you've got me, and you've got me for a while. When I lose that feeling, I am not, I feel for you and I feel for me, because what happens is there's almost a countdown clock in my head where, you know, I spoke about this when I left my last job. It's like, I realize I have to recommit. I realize I have to figure out, okay, am I staying here or am I leaving? And if I can't do that recommit, if I can't find that excitement again, I have to go. And, you know, I have been fortunate. I have left jobs and stayed at jobs and been promoted, and my experience has been complementary to me earning more and having more responsibility. But in my last role specifically, I felt like I could see that, you know, that level, right? And it's like, you know, you can now see the C level, and you can understand what the C level does and what performance at that level looks like. And I very quickly also realized that, holy shit, that room's boring sometimes, you know? And the bigger the company, the more administrative that room is, and the less engaged. Like, you are not the idea person anymore, because you've got a director for that, or an innovation team, or some folks over there who are supposed to bring ideas, and all you do is sit and tell them whether you like those ideas or not. I'm bored by that. You know, I want to be in the creation space. So I think I have been fortunate to acknowledge that about myself very early on. And then being able to work in environments where I can be transparent with my bosses that that's how I work. And then honestly, just fuel myself by talking to people, the curiosity, and then there's opportunities. But I also recognize, if you are not nurtured in that way, you might get trained and conditioned into, you always keep the job, you never leave the job, you got to be pushed out in your grave from the job, or if you leave, you're going up, you can't do sideways. And and you and I have spoken to so many people who are struggling to pivot and struggling to do that sideways step, or even the step back. And the step back could also be, you're probably going to have to earn less for a little bit, right? You're going to have to reset and come back stronger. But to date, I am yet to meet someone who's done that and not ended up better off. And better off both in terms of their well-being and their ability to kind of invest in work and invest in something that makes them money. But also, I'm thinking back, I have some people in my head from like 10 years ago who felt like they were making catastrophic decisions, but they had to for their sanity, who are making so much more money now. You know, they've started companies, they've moved countries, they've like redefined categories for themselves. And all that needed to happen was that first acknowledgement, like the person writing this letter that's like, I'm not happy. I don't like it. You know, actually looking in the mirror and saying to yourself, let's not talk about the audience. Just even acknowledging to yourself, this ain't it, you know.
this
I
is
don't know
not
if I'm
it.
feeling it.
It's
That's the
so
key.
real. It's so real.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think what you're saying in there is one, like knowing yourself and prioritizing yourself, right? It is like, hey, this is how I operate, and this is what makes me happy. This is what I thrive on.
Mm-hmm.
And then being able to take the necessary action, whether that is perceived step laterally or whatever direction, like you yourself
Yeah.
are making that conscious decision, but
Yeah.
you're doing it to set yourself up for your future,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I think the truism that we have observed, experienced, and continue to stand by is when you are doing something that feels more like your purpose, everything else falls in. There's a Paulo Coelho, The Alchemist. If you know me, if you're one of my friends, you know that I've already told you about this book because I'm obsessed.
Yes.
There's a quote from that book, and it says, "When you are doing what your heart's desires, the universe conspires to make it so." And there's something powerful in that. And the story is so amazing. But it's not just like, oh, I want a sports car, the universe should give me a sports car. I mean, come on. It is literally like, do you understand what fuels you? Do you understand what nurtures your intellect? Do you understand what propels you to be interested or excited and achieve something? Do you understand what gets you through the dark days? Like that thing that you're moving towards, that even when you're like, what the hell is going on? You're still feeling like, you know what, I'm going to stick with it. When you are doing that, things fall into place. And I think when I talk to people who might look at like my career trajectory and be like, oh, you're so lucky. I'm like, nah,
you don't know.
Some of this has been messy AF, right? Like I have no idea if I'm lucky. And again, the nurture has simply been people being like, are you quitting again? I'm like, okay, well, you know what? Do you? That's what the nurture has looked like for me. It's not necessarily like, yes, go. It's just more like, okay, I'm not going to judge. Just as long as you know what you're doing, I'm going to step back. And that's all I needed to do whatever. And it has always been a multiplier. And I think that's what I would say to this person is like, you're starting to see yourself.
Yes.
You're starting to look into the mirror and be like, okay, I don't like this. But somewhere in there is another version of that conversation that's like, well, what do I like?
What do I like? Yes.
Right? What am I interested in?
Like what feeds me?
What feeds me? When am I energized? You know, and there might even be, I don't know if you've experienced this. It's like, you know, let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater. It's like maybe in some of those cross-functional alignment meetings, I mean, talk about word bingo. There's a conversation that you do get really energized by.
Yes.
There is a topic that when it comes up, you're like, and maybe that's the clue. That's the thing that you can go be like, oh, do you know what? Maybe I like data science. You know, maybe I'm interested in design. Maybe I want to do research. Maybe I want to make handicrafts and start my own business. That it could be anything.
Anything. Yep.
It could be anything, but you've started that conversation. It's like, okay, I'm here and I'm not happy and I'm looking at that next step and I'm like, that ain't it. And then it's like, okay, what are the things that I respond to? And then that will be the beginning of understanding what you need to do next.
Yes. Keep writing, folks. This was great. This was
a great letter. Thank you.
I think the reflection is important for everybody as you are in your career. It's important in life first that you pause and just take stock in where you are, so you don't look back one day and you're like, hey, what happened? Time is gone and I'm not happy. Like, you don't want to get in that position. So I think it's important. Like this is I'm happy for this writer. I'm happy they were able to take that reflection.
Yeah.
You know,
it probably doesn't feel great, but this is actually a really positive signal.
It's exciting.
It's the beginning of something that needs to change. And as you said about regrets, regret the things you did and not the things you didn't do. Don't be here in a year thinking, oh, I should have left a year ago. I should have started that thing a year ago. Regret the things you did. Jump in. Because everything you do is a lesson, it's experience, it's bankable, it builds towards the next thing. Everything you don't do is a shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda. That'll be this episode.
Sister Act 2. Like and subscribe, people.
Like and subscribe.
We've made this show for you, and we want to hear your stories. We have our combined 35 years experience in tech. We have an incredible bank of experts to call on. We are your safe space. So send us your tech challenges and we'll help you create some draft decisions through some real talk.
You've been listening to me, Mamuna Oladipo.
And me, Lola Oyelayo-Pearson.
Edited and produced by me, Michael Bussa, with theme music by 031 Mash.
Email us at help@lostintechpodcast.com or DM us at lostintechpod.